I want to be Kardashian rich for doing absolutely nothing. Kim Kardashian got cum on her back.
We're applauding. So many people here to applause for us.
They're very excited that we're here this week. Man, how's it going?
Hello, audience.
Hi, world.
Hello, everybody.
Hi.
The Play Elitist boys are back, bitches.
We're back.
Fuck.
Like, welcome to the Play Elitist
Steve's
podcast.
dying. Steve's dying.
I'm
Fucking
alive.
Edgar Sugar
But I'm
Water.
barely
over here.
breathing now.
Sugar water, more. So welcome to the Play Elitist podcast, where we're all music elitists, and that's okay. My name is Wiley, and this is my best friend, Steve.
I'm sick, but what you should do is dust off your vinyl because vinyl care is key. It preserves them and makes them precious. Kiss your vinyls. Hug them. Love them. Charge your iPod Nano and get comfy, baby. From the obscure to the number one hits, we've got you all covered, right? Here.
Steve just laying into the whole sick thing. We love it. Well, we don't love that you're sick, but we love you.
You fucking love that I'm sick.
And last but not least, never, our third host absolutely doesn't need a new guitar. He definitely doesn't. He does not need a new guitar. He doesn't need one. Even if he thinks about it, his wife will she'll take his legs.
This is true.
Clean off.
I can't even fantasize about it. If I even say anything, I'm a dead man.
You know, just tell her you're guitarded.
Do I have to bleep that?
I don't know. Anyway, producer Mike, everyone.
Wow.
I don't know if that's a bad thing or not. Oh my God.
I might bleep it just in case.
They're going to think I said the other word when I didn't say the bad word.
I can just bleep the
Hey,
beginning
look,
of
everybody,
the
a
word.
tissue ghost. A tissue ghost. Look at that. Look at that.
Mike, I heard you're going to be in a magazine.
Yeah, this is true.
Is it the dirty kind?
It is the
Is it
dirty
Playgirl?
kind.
Ooh. What
Nudie
magazine
Because
you
sometimes
get?
when you're crafting, you get glue on your hands. And when you sew stuff, you
Oh.
kind of poke your fingers. Maybe you bleed a little bit. The crafting and art's the whole art lifestyle is a messy, dirty thing. So yeah, it is a dirty magazine.
Dirty. Can y'all really feel him? East Coast, West
God.
Coast. Mike,
I'm too
I've
sick
been
for
watching
this.
you.
I'll leave
like
all
a
the
hawk
I'll leave
in
all the
the
links
sky.
to it all in the show notes if you guys want to check it out. It should be out by the time this
Behind
episode is out.
paywalls.
What's the name? What's the name of the magazine?
We're going to be in what's called the Handmade Seller magazine. They release one magazine once a quarter, and they usually will cover like one business about one topic, but then have a bunch of other things in their magazines. But for this one, I don't know where I'm going to be in it or how I'm going to be featured. All I know is that I sent a bunch of photos and we interviewed and chatted about canvas monsters, and that's all I know. So by the time this episode is
Nice.
out, because we're recording in March, by the time this comes out, this should already have been out for about a month. I hope.
Ooh,
We'll see. And if I don't
our
make
boy's
it,
getting published.
none of this is going to be in the episode. So there we go.
Our
Hopefully
boy's
I'm
getting
in there.
published.
That's
That's
right.
exciting, though. That's exciting, dude. You've been busting your ass on Canvas Monsters. Like it was like the cool thing. I don't know if you know this, but like as a friend, and I'm sure Steve probably feels the same way. I know me and our other friend Mike for discussing this, but it was crazy to watch you go like, I'm gonna lose weight, and then you went on this whole like you put your mind to it. You went out, you lost a shit ton of weight, getting out, walking, exercising, getting ripped, and then you're like. I remember us talking one day. I think we were on a live on a Discord or something like that, or maybe we were talking before or after the old podcast we were on. But you made a comment like, "I think I'm going to quit my corporate job because I'm just fucking over this shit, and I'm going to start making stickers." And I think I made a stupid ass Wiley thing, fucking stickers. And you're like, "Yeah, stickers. I'm good at it." I'm like, "Okay," and then you did it.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean,
that-
it
Now
started
look
off
at
as
him.
just stickers, and then now it's like stationery, coloring books, bookmarks, animations, paintings. Like majority of it is all also just on live, like Twitch. I live stream there, so I'm
Yeah.
building a community on online. So I've got my own Discord for Canvas Monsters, my own socials I run for Canvas Monsters, and content I make. So if I'm not doing Playlist and I'm not with the family, I'm doing Canvas Monsters. So It's
Hell
morning
yeah.
to night sometimes, but it's been great seeing the growth. Really been seeing the most growth now in this like second year of doing this compared to the first year where I was just doing nothing but mistakes. So I've learned a lot.
That's amazing, though. You have to make mistakes and learn from them to get better, right? Like
Mhm.
Yeah.
there is, you can read magazines and books, and you can give yourself the right direction. But a lot of the things that you encounter, you're never really gonna learn that lesson unless you go through it, unless you fuck it up, unless you take risks and learn. Like, okay, whenever I'm in this situation, I should make this decision instead. And what's kind of cool about it is today's guest is also someone that started his business from the ground up and worked his way up. So it's really cool. I'm sure you guys will have a lot to talk about when it comes to running a business, but whether it's stickers, whether it's building a guitar company, whether it's building a time machine that Steve has now been working on for 27 and a half years. I think this is the year.
It's right there.
He has Steve's pointing
I
to
just
a
got to figure out how
DeLorean.
to make it bigger. That's what
Is-
she said.
and work.
Is that a Lego DeLorean on your shelf? What
Yes,
that?
it is. It's a Lego DeLorean.
Nice.
It's made
Yeah.
of Legos.
They
Not
just
to be confused
can't-
with Egos.
They just can't quite. The Legos just can't quite break the plane for the other. To break into the wormhole. To go
Oh no,
back.
those things
They
can
just melt.
break. Trust me. Trust me.
Break off in the bottom of your foot. Holy shit, do Legos hurt? But no, it's just really cool that we're gonna have a really cool guest on today that started from the ground up, just like you did, man. Today's episode goes out to all the self-made, badass people that start businesses from the ground up. This is our salute to you, business owners. But we're going to make a playlist today with this guest. Very excited to bring them on here shortly. But, just to remind everybody what the Playlist podcast is all about, essentially what we're going to do is our guest shows a topic, and then we're going to take turns making a playlist with songs based on that topic. We're going to go back and forth until we have 3 songs apiece, 12 songs total. And we're going to have that playlist put in the show notes of this very episode so you can listen to it, you can share it, you can use it however you want. But
You better listen to it.
You better
You
fucking
fucking
listen to
better.
it.
These
We're
guys
moved.
don't know what songs are on the playlist, but I do, and it's a fucking banger.
Oh,
You see
bangers.
that? You see that? Fucking better.
He's going to give you 5 good ones upside your
Steve's holding up his fist. He's shaking it at the
Yeah.
camera.
your
Woohoo.
wind sucker's about to get damaged. Like it's just
You're a
what?
wind sucker.
The
Yeah.
fuck?
Steve's gonna pay you a visit and punch you in the throat, and you're gonna sound like this.
Yup.
Oh goodness.
So-
Well, hey guys, without further ado, before we get ourselves in trouble, before we ever kick this damn thing off, let's bring in our guest. Are we ready to talk about our guest? Let's talk about our guest. And the cool thing about this guest, Mike, I'm not sure if you realize this, but we like to bring on a lot of musicians. Would you say that's correct, Steve and Mike? Would you like to bring on
I
a
would
lot of
say so.
musicians onto this?
It's been
Yeah.
mostly
Correct, yes.
musicians lately.
Never before have we had the opportunity to bring on someone whose art literally becomes the tool of the artists. So today's guest has spent years working on his craft, a graduate from Los Angeles Musicians Institute with focus in Guitarcraft Academy. He then spent time working on vintage guitar repair and restoration while producing his own custom builds. With a successful crowdfunding campaign, he moved back home to Philly and launched his company worldwide. With partnerships with the likes of Saosin, Sleeping with Sirens, Atreyu, Foxcult, For Your Strong, Yellowcard, Spiritbox, Dayseeker, Erra, Knock Loose, former members of Every Time I Die, and much more. You know these guitars are great, and they pack a punch. Everyone, please welcome the creator of my favorite guitar brand. He's a husband, he's a father, and he's one bad mother. Hey, everybody, this is Joe Balaguer of Balaguer Guitars. What's up, Joe?
Hey, thanks for having me.
There he goes. Mike had to get him pumped up.
Nice.
He feeds them steady flows of Red Bull and crackers. I don't really know.
Cheese sticks.
They're worth every penny.
Cheese sticks, just like my kids. Nice.
They are our children. Our imaginary crowd, they are our children. Joe, it's so awesome to have you on the podcast. As I just mentioned in your little build up there, is I'm a massive fan of your guitar company. Not only, I mean, you literally built this thing from scratch, literally using crowdfunding to get the backing to get this thing going and move yourself back out of the wonderful, beautiful weather of Southern California to the the weather in Philadelphia. So man, you've come a long way, man. I think I knew somebody that worked with you in a guitar shop at one point in time, years and years ago. So the fact that
cool.
you were sitting here on our podcast, mind blower. But we do bring on a lot of musicians, we do bring on a lot of artists, and we like to build playlists and talk about cool stuff, man. So again, dude, thank you so much for being here.
Yeah. Thank you for that intro and for all the kind words. It's awesome. And for supporting what we do. I see some Balaguers behind you as well. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah, those are my babies. I got the got the Woodman, the Goliath, and I got a little thicket down here on the bottom. So
I see that. Yeah. Very cool.
And Wiley, why don't you tell the listeners what your shirt says?
Oh, my shirt. I had to go fanboy. I had to do it today. You had on Foxcult, who you're a big fanboy for Foxcult, and they use Balaguer guitars. So I had the opportunity. Yeah, and I had the opportunity to wear my shirt in front of the man himself. So we've actually had Travis from Atreyu, and we had Carmen from Foxcult on the show already. So yeah.
Yeah. No, I saw that. That's awesome.
Let me also say, and we don't have to go political, but let me just say, I appreciate the things you post on the internet. It's rare that you get to see somebody that you look up to and you appreciate and you admire share a lot of the same, let's just call them ethical and moral positions. And I just really appreciate that as well, man.
Well, I appreciate you appreciating that. And it's nice to hear from people like yourself and others who are like-minded, because I also get messages on the other side of the spectrum as well. More so on the business page, not on my personal. And, I won't go down that rabbit hole on air, but I'm more than welcome. You're more than welcome to message me at any time, and we can kind of, be empathetic with each other's woes, because it has been quite the last few years, that's for sure. And yeah, I appreciate that.
It's been painful in the pockets and the gas tanks and just simple morality and freedoms of the people. So it's been interesting.
100%.
But that's where I look towards, the artists in the world to help me get through those moments. And man, I'm just going to say this again. You are an artist, and you are literally making, through your art, tools for artists to continue making art. So
I appreciate it.
Very excited to hear your song picks today, as Mike likes to reach out to our guests, and he has some conversations to choose a topic for the playlist build. And this week's topic is going to be a Riff field earworms. So these are going to be songs with catchy guitar riffs or solos that leave a lasting impression. Maybe they even have you humming along or mimicking on an air guitar solo. Did you come up with that one on your own, or was that a Mike and Joe combination?
That was Joe.
Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it.
Yep.
How many, you don't have to give the songs, but how many songs came to mind when you thought of that topic?
Too many. I mean, I think, I'm a guitar player first before I got into lutherie 10 or more than 10 years ago, 19 years ago at this point. So I'm a guitar player first, and a nerdy guitar player at that. So I'm always, looking out for the hooks and the catchy riffs and all that kind of stuff, regardless of genre.
I love it. I love it. If you had a genre that you specifically like, this is where I lean to every time. I think I assume and know this already, but if I was just, this is your opportunity. What's your genre that you naturally side with, whether it be a player or a listener?
Metal.
I think that's what I thought. The day that you guys started advertising your Bo Buckers and the Bo Burchell signature model, that's when I was like, okay, I might like this guitar company. And then I got to play a couple guitars, and I was like, okay, I love this guitar company, because it's just built for metal playing. And you guys do a lot more, but
for sure. No, it's if I had to choose one, I guess it would be metal. But I grew up on classic rock and blues and everything kind of my mom or my uncle or my grandparents showed me. And it's just that natural progression. You start growing up, you start going through your teens, and you realize you have all this angst and rebellion inside you for some reason, and one way or another you find yourself in punk or hardcore or metal. And for me, it was the trifecta, and it all went downhill after that. So
oh yeah, man, like a late 90s, early 2000s, 18, 19, 20, early 20 something, we're going to play hardcore, post-hardcore, emo, screamo, metal. Like it's just, that's just what's going to come out. We've got all these feelings. I don't know where to put them.
Yep.
You know?
Yep.
I mean, we could put them on MySpace, but then we could also pick up a guitar, you know? Like,
it's true. Wow. That's a throwback.
Well, Joe, dude, I'm so excited to get this whole thing kicked off. Simply enough, we're going to make a playlist today. And everybody listening, you can just go ahead and in the show notes of this episode that you clicked, you can actually listen to the playlist that we build. So if you want to take this home with you and give it to your Meemaw and your Pawpaw or your Peepaw, I don't know, whatever you call them, you can share this music with them as well. As he busts into we have a guy that we call Peepaw. He busts in with into our Discord chat. So if you're into the Discords, we have those too. But we'll get everything kicked off, and it's going to be riff-filled earworms. Joe, we'll start this whole thing off with your first choice.
First choice is Rivers of Nile, the Suborbital Blues.
Yes.
That rules.
Okay, Joe, give us the story. What caught your ear with that one? What gave you the earworms with some River of Nile? This is very fun. Nice.
Sure, yeah. So it's the opening riff, and it's actually the opening song on their newest album. And selfishly, I'm supporting one of my buddies, Andy, who also plays our guitars. But I've known Andy Thomas, the one of the guitar players in Rivers of Nile, longer than I've done Balaguer guitars. He's from the area that I'm from, right outside of Philadelphia. We used to jam together when we were younger, and then he went off and played in a bunch of bands and then ended up in Rivers of Nile. And dude's always just been a ripper. But anyway, the riff itself is pretty simple, but I think it's just the repetitive chugging and the melody of the riff just moving down like a half step every time it kind of like repeats itself, and it just sounds like the type of riff that like you're on horseback riding into war, like in Game of Thrones or something. Like it's very epic sounding. And I just saw them recently in Pennsylvania about 2 weeks ago, and when that song came on, it just like it was just mayhem. Yeah, that whole album's incredible, but that is the opening song, and that opening riff for the album is perfect in my opinion.
Yeah, I've not got to listen to them since like, I don't know, 10, 11, actually probably around the time they signed with Metal Blade. So probably
Yes.
2012. So, but that I have not listened to the newest album. So this gives me some homework, which is very exciting. But I will tell you, every song I've ever heard from them, not in a repetitive way, but it always sounds like something you would literally carry into battle. Like Steve over here, Steve used to actually have like some Viking helmet shit that he would just like wear for fun when we were getting
Nice.
hammered in the fields of Southern Illinois, where we
Have a
both
few Chardonnays and go out and fight some scarecrows or something.
I'm so curious about this song and a battlefield. Let me see something really quick, if you guys will humor me. I just want to test it. I just want to test this. I'm going to cue up a little screen of Battle of the Bastards from Game of Thrones.
You got to start it from the beginning of the song, because that's the vibe.
Yeah.
See what happens.
He draws this sword.
Oh dang, dude! Oh dang, dude! This does go. Oh my god, this works.
Oh, this works really well.
Honestly, Game of Thrones could have just done this the whole time, you know?
No shit.
All right, I just wanted to see how that would work.
That's killer.
God,
The
now
new
I wanna watch that
album-
episode.
The new album also is like way different than earlier Rivers of Nile. So if you haven't listened to them in like 5 to 8 years or something, and you listen to the new album, Andy's also like the newer guitar player, even though him and Brody, the other guitar player, have known them just as long as I've known those guys. It's like the mind meld that they have going on, because they've never been in a band together until now, even though they've always been in bands that played with each other locally in Pennsylvania for 20 plus years. This album's just special. It just stands out. So I would definitely recommend checking it out. There's a lot of really cool stuff on it.
Yeah, that is the 2025 self-titled album, Rivers of Nile. So, and this is a new
Yep.
singer and guitar player, right? Like on this
So
album.
so the singer left, and then they lost a guitar player. Andy joined, took over clean singing.
Okay.
And then the screams, Biggs, the bass player, does all of the screaming now, and he's the original bass player as well. And he's always done backup vocals, but they did at one time have like a main vocalist. There's a bunch of different things that are different about the band now, but it's the core dudes that have been in the band for the longest are still in it.
No, that is sick, and that shit is super heavy, and I'm very excited to go dig into that album. I honestly didn't even realize it came out. So, playlist in our Discord, we actually have a yearly album of the year bracket thing, and this one didn't even make it into the finals. So I'm mad about that.
Wow.
I'm already mad. Great first ad, and you set the bar high because that is fucking brutal. Steve, on to you with your pick.
All right. Well, with my first pick, we're going to go back to 1979 with a little Pink Floyd. This is Comfortably Numb. Yeah, that guitar part right there is it for me.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like that. And what's funny is, so I was at work and Mike messages Wiley and I saying, hey, this is our picks, or this is the topic for the playlist. Literally, as I look at that message, that song started playing on the radio. And I was like, all right, that's what we're picking. That's going to be my first song, hands down. Because pretty much the outro of that song was it. And that's always been my favorite part of that song. And The Wall itself is one of my all-time favorite albums. The movie's pretty awesome too, if you dabble in some stuff, if you know what I mean. But I did that a long time ago, and I'll never do it again because, by God, that wall come climbing off the TV, and that freaked me out. But yeah, Pink Floyd has always been one of my favorite bands, and this is probably one of my favorite songs of theirs.
Solid ad. That whole album, I love the bass. Like, that's what's always stood out. But I do love the way that the solos stand over the rest of the music on that entire album. Anytime there's a good leader solo, it's mixed so well. It actually stands above the music in a way that back then it either stood too far above the music or it was buried too far into the music. So that's something I've always loved about that album.
Yeah, incredible album, incredible guitar parts in that song as well, especially when he slides in at that part. You get chills still, even though I've heard that song, I can't even
A
tell you how many
million times.
Yeah, it's that visceral reaction. It's cool.
Steve and I used to work at a radio station in Southern Illinois, and there was like just the bands that you knew were always going to play at different times of the day, different hours or whatever. And we would always get this song. It was almost always in the 9 o'clock hour in the morning. The 9 o'clock hour, you knew you were always going to get that song playing right there to lead off the whole hour every time.
Yeah.
And it was always they always want to do like a Tool or something that kind of longer in there to give a good break before the morning show talk would come back in. So it was,
that's cool.
Nice little callback there, Steve. I guess we can move on to me, which mine, I think I might have used this song before, but when we start talking about like Earworms, this band has so many great songs that have these awesome little guitar earworms, but I'm going to go with Incubus, The Warmth. I didn't know if he's going to let us go to the next part or not, but yeah, like that song, like, it starts off, you got the whales kind of, making the whale noises in the background, and then you get that cool little lead delay riff coming in. And it just, since I was a 14, 15-year-old kid, or however old I was in 1999 or whatever that album came out, that song, when I think of cool guitar riffs, that's always at the very top of the list, just because it's so different. And then you also have Dirk, their bass player, coming in with like the best bass rhythm lines to come in underneath these things that really make Mike Einziger's guitar riff stand out. But when we're talking about something that just gets in there and sticks, it's always going to be that Incubus, The Warmth riff. But you could go into that entire album and find probably 10 more riffs that are going to stick to you. But I don't know, just something
Mhm.
about the delay that he uses, the approach. It's almost like it's off time, but not. Like I don't know, but it just catches you and reels you in. And Incubus is great at that.
Yeah, I feel like, as far as earworms are concerned, I find myself with Incubus songs, like, I'll remember a guitar riff like that, and it'll come back, and I'll recall it in my head, and then immediately I'll remember the bass, and everything's, like, so memorable, in those songs because I feel like they play off each other so well, like you just said. The way they layer stuff, it's incredible.
Yeah, in almost every song, especially in the first 2 albums, they're really good about building up the layers too. So it doesn't
Yep.
ever just go into like a really cool riff or a really cool part without there being like, we're gonna lay down a cool, clean guitar piece, and here comes the bass, and now the drum comes in, and then Brandon will come in, and it's always, there's almost I don't mean to, there's almost a science to it. See what I did there,
For
Steve?
sure.
Steve's muted, but
I know.
he
The space
celebrated.
bar doesn't work, apparently. I see what you did there. Stupid space
almost-
bar.
It's almost like it's a science to make themselves. Okay, I'll stop. So hey, some Rivers of Nile, some Pink Floyd, and then some Incubus. I already love this. Mike, to your choice.
For my pick today, I'm going to choose bands that really kind of influenced my guitar playing and the tone I go for when I play. First pick up is Step Up by Maylene and the Sons of Disaster.
Hell yes.
Man, I had the hardest time choosing a song
Fuck.
from them. All 3 of my picks could have been just Maylene songs because
yeah,
there's so many
definitely.
good guitar riffs, so many great licks in their music that I was just like going through multiple songs. Like I don't even know which one to choose. I'm just gonna have to just choose one. But Maylene, big influence on sort of just my style and how I play. But even if you don't play guitar, you can listen to these songs and like remember which song was which just based off their licks, their riffs, and they're an amazing band.
Steve and I
It's-
got to see them back when they had 3 guitar players. I don't think they're
God,
still rocking
yes.
3 guitar players live anymore, but like we got to see them in like maybe 100-person venue, and felt like there was more people on the stage than there were in the venue.
Yeah.
But it was so awesome because they were doing all these they were going off script, like doing little dual solos and little harmony squealies, saying, like what Kill Switch Engage does, where they would go back and do the squeal offs. Like they were doing that stuff, and I was like, this is the greatest night of my life.
Mhm.
Yeah, we with that show, that's one perfect memory. The other one I've talked about it before. Seeing them at Warp Tour one year and getting to go backstage and hang out with Dallas and getting to watch them perform, going to watch the Almost, shooting them with Super Soakers, and then going to watch Drop Dead Gorgeous and almost getting kicked off stage until Dallas told him to piss off, basically. That song in particular actually is, I will be randomly walking around and it's like a stem for me. I'll just like just randomly out of nowhere. And I'll
Yeah,
be
when
like,
you
what
can
the
like
hell is
sing
that?
back a tune, like it's a great
Yes.
riff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's one of my favorite songs.
That's a killer band. I don't remember what year this was, but one of my favorite bands is He Is Legend, which I think there's some cross-pollination there. And
yeah.
Big fan.
I remember
We all love He's
Awesome.
Legend.
Hell yeah. One year, I don't know if it was because the singer had surgery on his eye or something, or if he was sick or something like that, but Skylar sang a whole set, a whole Maylene set, and it was like so sick. That was like forever ingrained in my brain.
He did that in St. Louis too.
Okay.
I remember walking in and he was behind their merch counter. And I was like, Skylar, what are you doing here? He's like, oh man, I'm going to be singing up there here in a little bit. I'm playing for Maylene and the Sons of Disaster. I'm like, really?
Oh, yeah.
That's awesome.
Super
Hell
cool.
yeah, dude.
Not that to be depressed that, like, I don't get to see Dallas, but you're like, but I get to see Skylar do Dallas songs,
Exactly,
which is
yeah.
the perfect replacement. The thing about Maylene is that I've always felt they were like, it's if a newer Southern, like post-hardcore band was like, let's be Motley Crue. Like that's how their music makes me feel. And I just absolutely adore them. And Steve is actually the one that turned me on to them, and I actually think my band ended up getting to open up for them because of that connection. So what a good addition. So Skylar will be joining
That's
us
awesome.
next week. So he was supposed to be on season 1, but they had some stuff come up with tour, so we booted it till
Yeah,
now. So
they ended up going to Australia.
Yeah.
They were a little far away.
I guess it's okay. We'll let
Ups,
that
down,
we'll let
downs,
that
up.
slide.
2 p.m., 6 a.m. I don't know.
Backwards
Probably way
flushing
off.
toilets, all that stuff. Giant creatures that live there.
Oh yeah.
They're just pets. You should go pick them up and love them.
No.
I really need another
No.
pet.
All their
guys.
spiders scare me. Whenever I see a picture of a spider from there, I'm just like, oh, that's a normal size spider? It's the size of a basketball? All right,
No,
cool.
yeah. That's normal. That's
just Herbie.
normal.
That's
Yeah,
just
yeah,
Herbie.
that's
Leave Herbie
that's
alone. He
fine.
means no.
That's a small one, you know?
A quick story about Australian spiders.
Oh, no.
Our advertising and marketing guru Amy, she lives in Perth and she's from Perth.
Wow.
So she works from home doing all that stuff for us. And she's like, "Oh, you guys should, come visit." And I had the same reaction. I was like, "I'm sorry, like I will visit you in another country if you're visiting another country, but I will never visit the rural areas of Australia where like no matter what you do, you will have a camel spider or something gigantic in your house." And she's like, "Oh, it's fine. Like as long as you don't try and attack them, they won't chase you." And I'm like, "Wait, what?" She's like, "Oh yeah, spiders in Australia, like if you don't kill them the first hit, they will come at you." And I'm like, "That's reason enough. I'm good."
They're so big
get-
that they can think and have aggression. Like, that's
Yeah.
a little too much for me.
Yeah, no thanks.
Yeah, I'm good. I'll hard pass, please.
The
Yeah.
evolution has evolved. We're
Like,
good. Yeah.
Jesus.
No. That's an alien.
No,
Look
dude.
at that thing.
Dude,
Look at
that
that.
thing's from Tremors, bro.
Yeah.
What is
I'm
that?
Yeah.
coming to get you. That's what it's saying.
It's a
right now.
graboid.
We're
If
looking
you can
at
make
camel
eye
spiders.
contact with it, it's way too large.
Yeah.
Like, look at this thing. It has feelings. You can tell.
Ah, man. They can have
Like-
them.
He's so big, he's got to go to a therapist.
Sorry, audience. We're looking at giant spiders. You can.
Nah, it's great.
We'll throw pictures up online.
Well, Mike with a great ad that led us into a Australia conversation, which I love. Joe, it's time for your second pick.
Sure. So my second pick is Sixth, When the Moment's Gone.
That was gnarly. I
Too
love
good to be
that.
That rules.
They're too good to be Americans. I'm looking up where
Yeah.
they're from.
No, they're British. They're British. And the beginning of that song starts with that riff. And I want to say it's maybe I don't know, 6th or 7th song off of an album that came out a very long time ago. I think it was maybe early 2000s. And I can't remember where I heard Sixth, if it was on YouTube or if it was just like some recommended band after listening to some other band on some service. Back then probably would have been like Pure Volume or, some other streaming service. But they are such a unique band. And that is just one song of many that have a lot of earworm riffs. They're very spastic and chaotic at times, though, as well. It's like if you took Dillinger Escape Plan and mixed them with some eclectic mix of Between the Buried and Me and some other band, like it's very hard to pinpoint how they sound. And I think that is, there's a lot of bands like that they're hard for me to explain to people who've never heard them. And I think more so than not, it means that band is like really, really cool and unique, like He Is Legend, like we were talking about earlier. You can't really pinpoint a specific genre on them right away.
That actually gets my brain thinking, working. Rare. But do you ever listen to a band like this? You're like, holy shit, this is awesome. I think I can make a guitar for them that would make this sound even cooler, or like play into. Have you ever like designed a guitar specifically to try to get a specific band's attention so they want to use your guitars?
No, it's not a bad idea. That's for sure. But no, it's, I think mainly I'm not trying to downplay all of the hard work we've done in the last 10 years, because it's definitely been a lot of that, but a lot of the artists that we end up working with, more so than not, it's like word of mouth because we were already working with an artist that they're friends with or something, or that they
Sure.
were on tour with and they got to play one of their guitars and they're like, oh man, like, you mean I can just design whatever I want with them and they'll build it? And it's usually what helps us, I think, in the long run, if we're kind of comparing apples to oranges with other brands out there, is we do have the ability to do the whole semi-custom thing. So artists really can like dwindle down exactly what they want. So I think maybe reverse osmosis there, like they end up realizing that they can maybe get something that is fulfilling a need that isn't currently being met.
Yeah, and the word of mouth thing is 100% because my friend Bob Bradley from Fake Figures used to be in Scars of Tomorrow. He's in Fake Figures with Travis.
Oh yeah,
from
I know
Atreyu.
Bob.
Yeah, Bob's like, Bob played bass in my band for a little bit, and he got Balaguer bass, and he went ahead and bought a guitar, and it was the Andy Williams custom.
Yep.
And so he literally walked up to a show one day when we were getting on stage to play a show. I was still playing my Fender Telecaster. He's like, no, use this. And like, he's like, I set it up just for you. And like handed me
that's so
Andy
cool.
Williams. And I played it. I was like, okay. Yeah, I already knew that I was interested in the guitars just because, again, the Saosin stuff. But like,
yeah,
I think 2 days later, I posted something on the internet, like where I created this guy right here, this Balaguer right here. On your little online creator, and I said, everybody convinced me out of doing this, and I tagged Balaguer, and you guys were like, do it, no, do it, and then I hit purchase and bought it, and that was kind of like, but it's 100% the word of mouth thing. But it is kind of a cool concept to think about, like, dude, I hear how your band sounds, and you need this, like that could be.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, it's definitely, I think over the years has happened through just like general conversations, but that's more so Devin's thing nowadays, at least for the last handful of years. Devin Scheidecker, who does artist relations for us, I definitely still talk to a bunch of artists as well, but they
So I got a guy for that now. Okay.
no he it's funny because I was just talking to Ryan Mendez the other day from Yellowcard, and he hits up Devin and I together, and we kind of just, anytime he hits us up, I'm like, okay, I know there's a new guitar that's going to be brewing and kind of be the result of this conversation, because he's such a nerd for specs like I am and Devin, that we just end up talking about gear, and then it eventually is like, well, this is what I've been thinking about for guitar wise, and we just end up designing the guitar and bouncing ideas off each other. And that's one of the coolest parts of the job for me, in my opinion. And in my experience, it's so fulfilling to be able to do that, whether it's an artist or a customer, really.
I could probably ask this later, but I'm going to ask you now. What's the craziest request you've had from an artist to do to a guitar?
That's a good question. We really haven't had a lot of crazy requests. I think, he's going to laugh if he ever listens to this, but Tony Pizzuti from Sleeping with Sirens, super good dude, one of my closest friends now, and he's been an artist for 7 or something crazy years. It's been a long time. But he hit me up and he was like, what do I need to do to get a Buffalo Bills growler? And I jokingly was like, become an Eagles fan. And he thought that was funny, begrudgingly, but he did ask that, I think jokingly, but he was also semi-serious because he was kind of like seeing where I would kind of land there. But yeah, I think if we ever did that, I would just have to like write a note in the control cavity, be like, you can only play this at home. Sorry.
Do not put this in front of people, please.
Yeah. Now, luckily we haven't had a lot of crazy requests. Maybe Devin has, but I haven't had a lot of crazy requests.
Challenge accepted.
Yeah.
Listen, I see you got an 8-string on there. Can you just go ahead and make me like, I don't know, a 14-string? I never, but I am going to buy an 8-string one day, and you guys are going to make it for me. So
nice.
Yeah, good stuff there. Another solid pick. It's now on to Steve for his second.
All right, my second pick would be Muse with Citizen Erased. The things that man does with a guitar is mesmerizing. Absolutely mesmerizing to me. I've got to see them once. I've only got to see them once. And that was the Supermassive Black Hole era of Muse. And they did this song and they did Plug-in. Of course they did Plug-in, baby. But they did Citizen Erased, and I just, the whole, like, shock and awe the whole time. Just watching Matt play the guitar is just a lot of fun to do.
And he, like, sometimes I'm like, there's no way he's doing that. And then I'll like watch a live video. I'm like, no, he's doing that. Holy shit. Cause I mean, while they do have some track stuff here and there, it's mostly what they can literally do on stage to program or hit a keyboard or whatever. But like, sometimes I'm like, that's not a guitar. And I'm like, holy shit, that's guitar. And when it's not a guitar, I'm like, oh, that's the bass player doing all that. Holy shit. So always.
And then you realize he has this beautiful tenor voice and he's also playing guitar and singing. And it's like, hey man, relax.
Yeah,
It's so good.
There's only so many ladies that you can slay with that. Come on, man, calm down.
Yeah.
Dudes,
Now,
what are you
they're
talking about?
Incredible
dudes
band.
too. Yeah, Muse has been one of my, and like especially the last few songs that the last album they put out. They dabbled in breakdowns. Like Muse had a breakdown, like a breakdown.
I think
and
he
it
played
was
an 8-string, 7 or 8-string on the new stuff too. So
really.
Yeah, he played 8 in that music video that they released, I think last year.
Yeah.
I might have to watch that now.
That shit was
I'll have to
heavy.
watch it. Yeah, that was the last thing I expected from them. But I think it's one of those things with them. You really shouldn't expect nothing less, because they're always trying. It seems like Matt's always trying to one up it or do something different. And I don't think I've ever heard something from that band that hasn't been like, damn, that's good. And you always instantly know who it is way before Matt even starts talking.
Yeah, even if like it's literally them trying to go to a different genre or appeal, you can still just hear that Muse sound in it. That is a good call.
Yeah. And fun fact, that is actually on a playlist that I have called "Be Pretty Damn Cool to Walk Out to This If I Was a Wrestler." Yes, that is the actual name of said playlist.
It's a lot of words.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I just want to see the guitar you guys are talking about in this video for Muse.
Yeah.
Super cool.
It's 8.
I love that more, like 8 strings are becoming a more used mainstream guitar now, like, and it's happening more and more and more. So it's cool to see. Muse is doing it. I mean, Deftones have been doing it for a few years, and 9 strings for that matter. Which what? You guys gonna make a 9 string, Joe?
No.
Okay. If Steph Carpenter was like, "Hey guys, can you whip me up a 9 string?"
Nope. That's what he's got Jeff Kiesel and ESP for.
Yeah. But it'd be cool.
No
as hell
shade
to
on
see
them. I love both of those brands, by the way. I'm just saying he's already got that covered.
That was actually a joke I made in our Discord because one of our friends, Bear, he's an incredible guitar player. It's actually disgusting. It makes me want to sometimes. I have to always say that whenever I reference it because it's just a funny ongoing joke with him. He was our first ever guest, but Kiesel is his preferred brand. And I'm like, sorry, Bear, we're only bringing on Balaguer. We don't have Kiesel on this one. So
Gotcha.
Oh no, we're all big fans, and he loves that one right there. So
nice. That's awesome.
All right, on to my second pick. Okay, I'm excited for this one. How about one of the most iconic metal guitar riffs in the last, let's call it 20 years? Killswitch Engage, My Curse.
I can hear you in a back room right now playing this.
Fuck! Terribly. Fuck! Every part of that song, as you go, again, talk about songs building up and layers and things. That song is incredibly written, like from a guitar perspective. You can put in anything you want to, the drums, the vocals, everything's amazing. But the way it starts off is so beautiful, and the transitions that goes into the heavier pieces, and then you get into the chugging or the heavier, and the leads that just kind of accompany every part of that song. You don't even need to put lyrics to that song, and people are like, "This song's got a lot of hooks." You got
100%.
and you got you could just earworm it all day long, air guitar it.
Mm-hmm.
That entire album was just chock full of incredible. Adam D was like, I'm going to drink 400 Red Bulls a day and we're going to see what happens.
I commend you for just narrowing it down to one song, because that band is like literally, if
100%.
you had to define Riff Earworms, whether it's the self-titled to Alive or Just Breathing or all the way up to the newer stuff, like there's always great riffs. And
Always.
such an amazing band.
And the way that Adam and Joel go back and forth, it's so
Yep.
like there's not many duos. Like there's a lot of incredible duos out there that do their genre the best of the best. And I think when you're looking at like your metalcore world, I think those two are just, your melodic metalcore, if you want to add the subgenre to the right effect. I just don't know if anybody does it better than those two on guitars. Like, again, there's a lot of incredible guitar players out there, but
Yeah.
how do you come up with some of that shit?
They are the godfathers of melodic metalcore, in my opinion.
And then
that is for sure.
And then they've been successful with two singers 3 times, 3 separate, worlds of that, but 2 singers they've been very successful with. And when you do have guitar players that are like Adam D, who are very all over the place, like, I think that's gonna be hard. Like to the point of what I said, that main riff, those main riffs in that song, you don't even need vocals. Those riffs are hooks. So how do you then think, okay, I need to write catchy vocals over this thing that's already super catchy? Very difficult, especially when it's just filled with, again, earworms.
I think I listen to My Curse or Arms of Sorrow at least once a day, to be honest. Like the last couple months, it's been Kill Switch on my regular routine lately, and fantastic songwriters. And I'm so mad I didn't get into them earlier in life, but I'm happy I have them now.
Resident Evil 2 soundtrack, was that the one? I don't know. That's whenever I discovered them. Well, when I really discovered them, because End of Heartache. But it was the radio cut, so it sucked because it didn't have all the cool screaming in it, and they cut out part of the intro. I was so mad. I'm like, why would they do this to me? And we weren't allowed to play it at our radio station. Like, we were forbidden.
Jeez.
My first and only write up there was for playing Avenged Sevenfold. Was it Unholy Confessions? Steve, was that the one I got in trouble for?
I think so. And then sometime after that, they're just like, oh, hey, these guys are pretty big. Let's put it in rotation.
They started adding it. Hey, another great metalcore album.
Oh yeah,
there.
Awaken the Fallen. Yep.
But it was funny. Steve and I were roommates for a few years back in the early 2000s, and I was trying to learn how to play Killswitch Engage songs on a very shitty acoustic guitar. So Steve would be in his room, like whatever, and I'd be in there just like ping, 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 fuck, god damn it, Adam D. You should not learn Killswitch Engage songs on an acoustic guitar. I mean, maybe you should, because it'll make you great on a regular guitar, but you got to pull out the old grandpa's guitars and try to play Killswitch riffs. It's very aggravating. Oh man. So Mike, it's your turn for your
second pick. Yeah, second pick for me. Again, another band that influenced my guitar playing. Every Time I Die, The New Black.
Fuck yeah.
So I don't get to play guitar as much as I used to, but when I do, I always play this song sort of like as a warm up, or if I'm about to play for like an hour, I at least play this song somewhere in between that hour of playing, because it's an easy song to play, but it's geniusly easy and it sounds so good. And I just love everything about Every Time I Die, especially the guitar players, and just their songwriting is so great. But this song, whenever I think of VTID, it's always like I hear this guitar riff in my head every time.
Totally.
I always think of Every Time I Die as like, they're like, man, they're kids, and they're like, man, Rage Against the Machine is awesome. What if we made this style of playing heavier and added some breakdowns? Like, just, the single chord, like, think of your Tom Morello riffs. It's just like they took that and they like made it really, really fun and cool. And every album is a total and complete banger. And every album has those 2 or 3 songs that I say the lead guitar parts, like some of those leads actually are more powerful than any of the lyrics on the song. So that's a solid pick.
Yeah, it's been like these guys, Maylene, and then He Is Legend were just like my trio that really
100%.
got me into playing guitar and getting faster and trying to learn their styles and their like southern, like country vibes, southern riffs, kind of like fast paced playing with like sweet hooks, but keeping it simple though too, not overcomplicating it too much. That kind of shows like the genius in it too.
Yeah.
When the song is easy to play, but it sounds amazing.
And Andy'd be playing some of this shit, playing it all heavy as hell, and he would just be doing that that Scooby Doo dance.
Oh, there's like yeah,
Like,
yeah.
this ain't nothing.
Yep.
Oh yeah. Yep.
That had to feel good when you got Andy. Like that had to feel amazing.
Yeah, I mean it was like a pinch me moment because he reached out to us through mutual friends, and it was just one of those things where super down to earth dude, even though I was probably at the time gushing like, oh, such a fan. One of the first guitars we did for him, he's like, yeah, I'll just drive over to the shop, like I'm picking up a Mesa cab 20 minutes north of you, so like maybe we could hang out for the day. And I'm like, okay. And this was 2016, 2017, something like that. So every time I die was still a thing. And yeah, he came, hung out for the day, and just wild. And I still talk to that dude almost every other week, and his new band Atomic Roll is so good. And yeah, he the Scooby-Doo dance that cracks me up. I'm gonna need to bring that up next time I talk to him. That's funny.
Dude, that was like one of my favorite things. I got to see them so much back in the the early 2000s and into the 2010s. Like Steve and I are from Southern Illinois, but we're right next to St. Louis. I live in LA now, but back then we were both like really close to St. Louis. So we go up to St. Louis and we go to Foo Bar, was one of the main venues that they always went to.
Yep.
And there's a new Foo Bar now, not as a dangerous of a location, but the old Foo Bar is where they used to constantly play. And you knew if you were going to see Etid at Foo Bar, just go ahead and fill out your will, make sure that you have everything notarized because you could die. Like shit went off, like mains falling over, people crashing through tables, like it's just pure insanity. And the whole time, everybody's losing their fucking minds. Andy's just doing his little Scooby-Doo dance.
Yep.
That like the world wasn't burning down around him.
I got this. Actually, Every Time I Die introduced me to Code Orange and Let Live. That was the show that those were the opening bands, and it was just like, holy shit! And like I knew what was coming, I knew what was headlining, but it was like, holy shit! Like these two bands are phenomenal.
Yeah, Let Live, what a special band.
Yeah.
One of my all-time favorites.
Same.
Yeah, I actually didn't go see them the other night. They played here, played in Anaheim, but I missed them. I didn't get to go, but I did get to see them in their LA headliner when they came back, and I got to see them when we were young. I think that I probably annoyed the shit out of Jason because I was just constantly in his DMs like, please come on our podcast, please come on our podcast, please come on. You're the greatest ever. Please come on our podcast. But
right.
Man. But Let Live falls right into that Etid style. I mean, like Let Live doesn't have as much of the Southern feel, but those, one string little earworms, they're really good at that stuff.
Totally.
Such a good recommendation there, Mike. Joe, are you ready for your third round? Your third and final pick?
I am.
Okay, here we go.
So third one is Greyhaven, Echo and Dust Part 1.
Dope.
You know what's so ironic about me choosing Greyhaven after what you just said about being introduced to two new bands when you saw Every Time I Die is that's how I was introduced to Greyhaven.
Yeah.
So I think it was Norma Jean I was seeing, and I was at the time talking to one of the guitar players and was handing a guitar to one of the guitar players to check out on their tour bus. And that's why I went to the show, was to meet up with Jeff and Grayson from Norma Jean. And I was like, I'm going to hang around for the whole show. I'm down here. And my buddy and I hung out for the whole show, watched all the local openers, and Greyhaven came on. And I was like, I've never heard of this band before. And they played that song, I think, second in their set or something, and I was just like, my mouth was agape because I was just like, how am I so dumb? Like, how have I missed this band?
You're
for
almost just
this-
missing it for like
Yeah,
missing it,
because
it
missing
was
the
like-
wave.
it was like
100%.
everything I love about like Glassjaw and He Is Legend and like some of these other riffier parts from like Every Time I Die, but then they have their own thing going on. And it's like, I just immediately after that show, I went onto the internet. I was like, how do I figure out how to reach out to this dude to like build him a guitar? Because I was just personally so in love and still am with their music that, you know, being able to work with Nick and build some guitars for him, you know, even if they were not an artist, I still would have chosen that song because they're just, I don't know, they just have that unique, special thing about them that bands like Let Live, Every Time I Die, these like really unique, like trailblazing type bands that kind of redefine the genre that they're in their own way. I feel like that's what they've done so far, and their latest album that they just came out with is
Yeah. It
is
is a
so
good one.
good.
It is a
I gotta
good
give
one.
these guys a listen.
Keep it
I
quiet. Yeah.
hadn't before.
Yes, definitely.
But that song right there, just when a guitar follows the singer, I'm a sucker for that.
Yep.
And that was dope. So I'm definitely gonna be adding them on my homework to listen to list.
Yeah, especially with your 3 picks. You know, I think Greyhaven would line right up with that kind of stuff.
100%. I remember I had not heard of them, and then Eats had released their final album, and I added it to a playlist on my Spotify. And you know, on Spotify, when your playlist ends, it'll just start generating other bands that are similar. It started throwing me Greyhaven. I was like, what is this? I remember sending it to Steve, and Steve's like, yeah, dude, this band's awesome. I'm like, fuck you, Steve. What did you tell me?
Hey, remember when Joe said he was mad earlier about never hearing about these guys? Hey, Steve and Wally, fuck you guys. I'm mad for you not telling me about these guys.
I assure you, in our
you probably
oh
did.
yeah, we
I just
did.
wasn't paying
Yeah, it's
attention.
probably been talked about. Yeah.
But you know what? Still no.
Still, fuck
Funny.
you, Wiley.
Still
and
no,
Steve.
I'm still
We
mad
get
at
it.
you.
We get it. But dude, yeah, just so good. I want to see those guys live. I think they were just played in LA a few weeks back, if I'm not mistaken. Wasn't able to go. Man, they sound like they're fucking nuts live, and that's one of the things that I love about Every Time I Die. I love about Let Live. Love about Maylene. He Is Legend. Even they're not as crazy as they now as they were back in the day. Back in the day, you thought people were going to fall off the stage during the set, but just the music that just feels like chaos, and I just absolutely adore that. So another great ad here. Okay, Steve, time for your final pick.
All right. Mike, I see you on your new black, and I raise you every time I die. The coin has a say. Fuck.
Dude,
That
Yeah,
like that song, that whole album, not X Lives, Low Teens was like top to bottom, even the bonus songs that were in the deluxe edition. Just there wasn't a bad song on that album, and I'm pretty sure when I bought the CD, it did not leave my car for as long as I can remember. Like it was on repeat. It kind of became like a soundtrack in a way, because every time something would happen, I'd be like, all right, let's go to, it remembers that's what it makes me think about that. Or, you know, you go up a little bit more to, there's another song that I'm
Map
blanking on.
change.
Map Change. That song in particular, Glitches, Pedal was great because it's just a singular keystroke of on a piano, and then it dun 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 dun. Oh my god, that whole album, fantastic. Like probably my second favorite album of theirs. Radical being number 1, this being number 2, and X Lives being number 3. X Lives was up there for the longest time because that album is just an absolute shit show of chaos, and I love that. Underwater Bimbos from Outer Space is like, I used to work at a bar with my buddy Jake, and that would be the song to run the people out of the bar that we didn't want in there. We would just turn on Underwater Bimbos from Outer Space on repeat 2 or 3 times, and anybody that tried to skip it, we would just turn around and play it again, just to run people out of the bar that we didn't want there.
I'm sure the owner loved that.
It was his grandpa. His grandpa loved it. His grandpa thought it was hilarious.
But I do love how every time I die they'll go on like a run, like a little lead run into a staccato, like dun, dun, dun. God, I just love that so much. Like just it's not quite it's a breakdown, but it's not like your typical like chuggity chuggity wee wee. Like it's going to this straight staccato kind of like down. Oh, it's so good. Just makes me want to knock somebody over, but I'm not violent.
A band so nice, this playlist has it twice.
Exactly.
There you
exactly. Like I remember, I'm sure I've told the story about getting thrown off stage by Andy a couple times. The last time I got to see them in concert, I was just like, Andy, throw me.
What?
Throw me.
Okay.
It just grabs me, yeet, throws me off the stage. When they did Warped Tour, got to go hang out with Keith, went and watched Gym Class Heroes. That was the night that Travi beat the shit out of a dude with a microphone and got arrested. Dude was saying some very unkind words about the race of Travi McCoy, and Travi heard him. The second or third time he come crowd surfing up, Travi jumps off the stage. Just you heard it. You heard every hit with that microphone. And we were just like,
Looney Tunes bonked him in the head with the mic, dude. Jesus.
And Keith was just like, oh, what do we do? I'm like, what? Run, leave. I don't know. What do we do? Yeah, those guys were so much fun to talk to and just be around. Andy especially. I mean, the only time he and I ever conversated was, hey, throw me. Okay. Like the face he made when I said that was absolutely priceless.
That's amazing.
We have lots of E-Tid on this one. I like it. We gave them too much E-Tid. They're going to listen to this and they're like,
I don't think there's enough. Honestly, we could do like 6 more.
Let's just add this entire album. Let's put X Lives. Let's put Radical on there. Those 3. There we go.
Unfortunately, as we shift over to my final choice, it's not going to be.
Is it Floater?
Every time I die, dude, I literally thought about it. I thought about it. I wanted it, but I thought Steve would definitely. Yes, it's my favorite. That's my favorite E-Tid album. Yeah. Steve introduced me to Every Time I Die, and I think it was during what was the album after that?
Gutter Phenomenon.
Gutter Phenomenon. Thank you. So Gutter Phenomenon is what I heard first, and I remember listening in a Hot Topic when they had the little headphone things you could do, and Steve's like, you should buy it. I didn't buy it, but then we went back and partied the way we did, and he's just like, oh, this is them too, and played Floater of all songs, and I was like, I must have everything they've ever done. This is
yeah, that riff in that song, I could probably bet that's probably what hooked you.
Well, that and riff. I'm pretty sure that's what started the whole Scooby-Doo dance.
Sure.
Charlie Brown,
the
Scooby-Doo
riff. Yeah.
Everybody do the Scooby dance.
But with my third pick, going a little bit different here, also a Balaguer guitarist in this band. This is Atreyu, the Crimson. God, just makes me. I want to do the Charlie Brown dance to an Atreyu song, or the Scooby-Doo Charlie Brown dance. But yeah, that song right there, I love that whole Curse album. It was amazing. But the Crimson was my favorite song because of that lead riff that goes over that breakdown. Because we had a verse that was a breakdown. And I was like, that's cool. And I'm like, what is this? And then you just have that badass riff that just kind of, if you're the dude, it really ties the room together. It's the rug that ties the room together. So I absolutely love some of those just those little simple leads that they throw on that album specifically that you wouldn't think could make or break a song, but it literally becomes something that you rely on to get you through that song and that you appreciate about that song, and you get that earworm continuing on after. So.
Oh yeah, super catchy.
And Balaguer artist,
that's right.
We were branded a couple of those Atreyu dudes. Was that last weekend or the weekend before? I don't even know what. Time is not real anymore, but I was just at the festival that they had in Orange County. It was the OC Summerfest to hang out with the Story of the Year dudes, and I got to hang out with a few of the Atreyu guys there too. We also also had old Pete Sorrell from Trapped hanging out with us. Just had the whole SoCal group hanging out. It was Pete. It wasn't Chris Brown. Like, it's okay. It was it was chill. But I think it's time to go to our final pick. Oh my gosh, Mike.
Jeez.
I think we gave Mike too much power. He gets to close out.
Yeah, you were like, okay, Mike's gonna go last now because in season 1, Joe, I didn't have a pick. I only got to pick at the very end. I got one pick. But since people were like, hey, we want Mike to talk more often, I was like, sure. But I now get to choose. But Wiley slid me in to the very end. So I get to close out the playlists. Joke's
Nice.
on them.
Boom.
For my
I hope
last
this is
pick,
Mariah Carey.
for my last pick, funny enough, Steve, it is All I Want for Christmas is You, but when Mariah Carey slips and falls. Have you guys heard that one?
I'm gonna get on out.
She starts to sing this song, and then you just hear her slip, and then just the band continues to play, and you just slowly hear an ambulance come into the song to pick her up, but the band's still playing, and she's not singing anymore. It's crazy. Anyway,
This is a
my
real
last
thing.
and final pick. Yeah, it's a real song. My last pick is what I would consider the ultimate earworm. Enter Shikari, Sorry You're Not a Winner. When your guitar playing then signals the part of the song for everyone to clap in a crowd, I think that's pretty impressive.
Totally.
And I just love it. It's a pretty simple guitar riff, and it's great.
That fell into the world of they said that every band like during that exact timeline was doing all the like you had the Avenged Sevenfold. And you had that one.
Yeah, there's like 10 bands with that same guitar riff
Yeah.
sound too.
Yeah.
Around that same time, but
all of them were
wild.
bangers. So I'm like, why are we bitching? It all sounds
Yeah.
great. Makes me want to party. It's what that riff does. It's like, where's the Mike's Hard Lemonade, guys? It's 2008 and I'm ready to, well, I was legal then, so I don't have to say allegedly. Oh my gosh. That's the first allegedly on this episode of the podcast. This is, Joe, you've been a part of a record-breaking podcast episode. We haven't said anything that we need to throw allegedly in there for.
I was trying not to say it just so the joke would die, but you just brought life back into it. We have a dumb running joke where at the very beginning of the podcast, when it started, I would be advising Wiley and Steve to say things like allegedly when they would say certain things that could lead to certain legal ramifications, but they just started to put it on the end of every sentence and every story and everything they ever talk about as if we got to be really careful, but doing it in a haha Mike take that way. So
Allegedly.
see, there it is. There it is.
I think it's a good. You taught us to cover our asses. That was your CYA, and by golly, we did a really good job of it. A lot of employer, like I'm sure Joe would love to just tell his employees to do things one time and not have to tell them again. So you need to be grateful, Mike.
It's great.
I love you, Mike.
Good job. Hey guys, good job.
Did we do? We did it. We made a playlist. We made a damn playlist.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. We made a playlist of bangers. Allegedly. Bangers is another word. There's actually somebody that's tried to do drinking games with us saying bangers and allegedly. So
Nice.
They're getting it in at this point of the episode right now. They're getting all their shots in right now.
bangers allegedly. They're all like, hey, I'm actually not going to call into work tomorrow until they get to the end of it, and we're just like bangers allegedly. Like, I'm too drunk for work tomorrow. But we had some Rivers of Nile, we had some Sixth, we had some Grey Haven, all great ads from Joe. And then we had some Pink Floyd, some Muse, some E-Tid from Steve, and then I threw in some Incubus, some Killswitch Engage, and Atreyu. And then we had Mike throw up some Maylene, some more E-Tids, and then Enter Shikari to close it out. We have one hell of a playlist here, fellas. I think people are going to like this, and I think they're going to like showing it to their Meemaw and their Pawpaw. I think it's going to go over really well at the dinner table.
Grandma's going to be moving when Grey Haven comes on. She's going to get out of that chair, miraculously walk again, and two-step in the living room. It's going to be amazing.
She's going to
She
put
gonna
that
be throwing it
$25,000.
back.
She's going to put that $25,000 hip to use. All right, like
Nice.
that's what's that. Or hips $25,000. I have no idea how much one of those.
You're probably lowballing it, to be honest, with our healthcare system.
And Joe, how much do you think a hip would run me? Can you make me? Can you make me one out of guitars?
$20,000 allegedly.
Okay, allegedly. See, Joe's helping. So,
$18,000 to $53,000 for a total hip replacement.
Oh, I just saw 23,000 to 74,000.
Yep, they just went up.
Inflation.
This is America.
Hipflation will do that to you.
Tariffs.
Oh, hipflation.
So
let's turn this around. Turn this around.
You guys can go to our Instagram, our social medias, all of that. You can click the link and you can listen to all the playlists that we make. But you can also go to the show notes of this very episode and you can listen to this playlist that we just put together. But now that we got through all of that, hey, Joe, Mr. Joe Balaguer from Balaguer Guitars. What's going on in the world of guitar building? What do you guys got going on with the company? Anything cool coming up? Any cool stories to share? Anything that people should know about?
Yeah. So we just launched our 2026 standard series, which we've done our standard series for the last handful of years, but we're approaching it a bit differently this year in a way where I guess it's more in line with the actual name being standardized guitars that are going to be available year round instead of just in limited drops, which is how we did things prior. These are going to be available year round, and every year we will change things slightly about these guitars, like maybe finish, colors, and things like that. But for the most part, these will be available every year, and that's new for us. And by the time this airs, you'll also see the new Travis Miguel signature Thicket guitar run that's going to be available for pre-order.
Happy birthday, Travis.
Yeah, it is.
At this
Travis's
time.
birthday today. Yeah.
At time of recording.
March 25th. Yeah. But no, it's that's the biggest thing right now is the standard series.
Yeah, that one's beautiful.
Thank you. That's a baritone as well. So that's 27-inch scale, semi-hollow. We have a few other launches later this year, some new artist signatures, but I can't speak to those just yet.
Not yet. It's gonna be exciting though, I'm sure.
Yeah. But the whole reason they're called standard series guitars is because they have all the standard premium options that a lot of our like semi-custom guitars do. So they have stainless steel frets, locking tuners, roasted maple neck, rich light fingerboards, spoke wheel truss rod adjustment, so you don't have to take the truss rod cover off the headstock to adjust your neck. Yeah. So we tried to pack as much as we could from a spec standpoint into each guitar while keeping them under, $1,500 for the most part.
Now,
yeah, we'll link to everything here in the show notes, by the way. So anyone listening, you're like, this is up my alley. Like the links, we'll put the links in the show notes. Go click on them and try your best to not drool on your phone screen or your keyboard.
Their custom build section is also incredible. I loved it. I actually preferred it over many of the other brands that I just tried and played around with, which is how I ended up with my both of my bass and my guitar are both customs, semi-customs from Balaguer. So highly recommend that section of the site that you can put the stuff together. But also, you guys just had a good NAMM visit, didn't you? Did something just happen with a humbucker? Goodness, with a pickup brand?
Yeah. So we just did a cool collaborative visit/video with Seymour Duncan. We got to visit the Seymour Duncan facility after the NAMM show this past January. And we started a new YouTube series on our YouTube channel called Crafted Together, where we go on site to different companies, warehouses or shops and things like that, people who we work with closely. And we just sit down and kind of have a Q&A and hang for the day and get to see what they do, get some content for them as well. So Seymour Duncan is the first company we started doing that with. We have about 3 others that we're currently scheduling these types of visits with throughout the next year or two. So very excited for that. But yeah, that is something that we just launched about a month and a half, 2 months ago.
One of the things I liked whenever I was building out my guitar is that there were so many pickup options. I know you guys had the bow buckers and stuff like that, but like you had several different options available, and a lot of the other ones that I tried out, I was kind of limited, or at least I felt like I was limited to what I could actually do with the actual pickups. But let me ask you this question: people love about my guitars, I have that D, the D neck or whatever, where it's the completely flat back. And people have tried to do that similar thing with other companies, and we're not able to get the same reach that I'm able to have with that. What is that something exclusive to you guys, or is that just something that you do better than everyone else?
No, it's not exclusive. So funny thing about the thin D neck is it has gone under a recent change late last year where the shoulders aren't as drastic as they are on yours. So it feels more of a gradual change between the shoulders to the back of the neck, but the back of the neck is still rather flat. And it is an intentional design thing. It's meant to combat wrist fatigue. So from a just ergonomic standpoint, having a flat part for your thumb and the way that your hand curves around the neck, when you have a thinner neck, mind you, it's more ergonomic from an anatomical standpoint to have a more flat surface, which is why you see like Strandberg's with the Endurneck, where the flat part kind of follows the plane and the angle of the neck because it's a fan fret, etc. Similar idea to that, but a bit more standardized for what we do. And our comfy C neck, since it's a slightly thicker neck, we don't do a flat part in the back of the neck because it is more form fitted to the shape of a human hand.
I did it for both the bass and the guitar, and it's the greatest thing ever.
That's awesome.
I actually think it made me a better guitar player. Like I've been playing for 25 years, but like whenever I got that just straight up flat back on that, man, like I could do more. I had more range. I could stretch farther. I could move around to stuff much faster. People that don't play guitar that are listening right now are like, what the fuck are they? Who cares? It matters.
It's polarizing for some people. Some people are like, oh, I don't like that. I just want a round neck.
For anyone who hasn't had a chance to play one of your guitars, what's the best way to go about that, to try them out?
That's a good question. It depends on where they live, I think. So we have retailers all over the world, and we just signed recently, a few weeks ago, a distribution deal with a distribution company in the UK. So if you're in the UK or Switzerland, because they have a part of their partnership is in Switzerland as well, we will have guitars in stores across that part of the world. If you're in the States, we also have dealers across the States. You could go check out a guitar in one of the stores. You can go to our website, go to dealers, and we have a map there that shows where everyone is. Other than that, you can just hit us up. We have a showroom at our facility right outside of Philadelphia. So if you are somewhat local to us and you ask nicely, you can come hang out at the shop. We have a bunch of amps and pedals and, snacks. You can come hang out and try some guitars out. Yeah.
Say less.
You had me at snacks.
Steve's like, I'm here for the snacks. You guys can just go play guitar or whatever.
You're more than welcome.
My job requires me to travel, and I'm supposed to go to Philadelphia in the next couple months. So, hey, I'm coming to visit you.
There you go. Hit me up.
Last little question that I have is, what is your opinions, like in the style of music that we've been talking about today, the heavier stuff? Do people that are coming in and doing the custom guitars, do you think they need a neck pickup? Or do you think we're at a point where it's okay and acceptable just to do a bridge pickup if you're just playing heavier metal, post-hardcore, screamo, heavy shit?
I think it is acceptable to configure the guitar however you want to configure your guitar. And I am not an elitist by any standpoint of like one pickup only club or whatever, but I do think when we're talking about heavier styles of music, there is something to be said with how the tone is affected when you only have one pickup, one knob right to the output jack. There's a capacitance change that happens there, much like using a really long cable instead of using a shorter cable. It's a similar thing that goes on where you get a bit more high end. There's less things to go wrong. So if you're just playing heavy riffs and you're not having to deal with flipping a switch or a blade switch or a toggle switch and doing push pulls and all that kind of stuff, maybe just go for a single humbucker, one knob configuration. We've also done guitars where we do no knobs, always on, or just a kill switch, like a momentary type of deal.
That's the one thing about my guitar that I wish that I would have just done the one pickup, because I don't think I've ever used the the bridge pickup. So, or the neck pickup. So,
Gotcha.
And you talk to other people in the world of heavy guitar playing, and some of them are like, you have to have both. It's the rules. And others are like, I didn't need that extra shit. Get it out of here. You know?
For sure.
We get to actually talk to the builder about it. Your Philly cheesesteak sandwich, does that get Cheese Whiz or no Cheese Whiz?
It gets neither. It gets Cooper Sharp.
Okay, there we go.
If you are going to go the Whiz train, get the. That sounded weird. Get
Allegedly.
Turn that into a shirt.
Allegedly, yeah. Thank you. With Whiz for sure. But if you're coming to Philly to get a cheesesteak, go to D'Alessandro's. Don't go to Pat and Gino's. Maybe Jim's, but I'm that guy that if you need a short list, hit up your boy.
I got you, and I will. Oh, good stuff. Joe, seriously, thank you so much for joining us here on the Playlist podcast. Very excited for everybody to listen to the playlist we made, and then also take away some good information on guitar. So hopefully everybody goes and buys a guitar from you, especially all of my friends that constantly hit me up when their kids turn like 8. I want to buy my kid a guitar. Well, you need to make sure you buy them a good guitar, because when you buy a kid a shitty guitar, they stop playing it because it's hard to play and it hurts and they give up. So get them a good guitar.
Check this out real quick.
Oh, Joe's got something good.
This might become a thing someday.
Oh,
that is
a
awesome.
kid-sized Balaguer. Oh,
Yeah.
dude. Notice it's only got the bridge pickup.
My 4-year-old would tear
Hold
that
on.
up.
One bridge pickup, one
Yep.
knob, hardtail bridge. It's got locking tuners.
And I bet the strings aren't 7 inches off of the neck like most kid guitars are.
No. And I think there's only about 5, maybe 6 of these in existence, 2 of which are for both of my sons. But yeah, that might be a thing. If there's enough interest, why not?
I get hit up constantly from friends like wanting to buy guitars for their kids, or they talking about, hey, I want to get my kid into music. I always say start on piano and then get them a guitar, because if they can make it through piano, guitar will be easier. The biggest thing that I see is like parents will just be like, I'm going to get this $150 guitar, and then it's hard to play. And the kid's like, well, I don't want to do this. And the parents are like, I spent that money. It's like, if you're going to do it, do it. Get them something that is easy to play, or not easier to play, that they actually, they can actually hold the strings down on and not be in misery. So,
for sure.
But no, everybody go buy your guitars from Balaguer. I promise you will not be disappointed. It is my favorite, as you can see behind me. And then all of the artists that we talked about that also use Balaguer. But no, it's seriously been awesome having you on. Steve, where can the world find you on the internet?
All over the place.
Playgirl.com.
I mean, yeah, doing the full Shawn Michaels layout, baby.
You've been watching DTF St. Louis?
Who?
There's a TV show called DTF St. Louis. Sorry, and there's just a whole Playgirl spread piece of it. So
I feel like I'm gonna start itching if I watch that.
No, it's phenomenal. You'll love it. Mike, where can the world find you?
You can find me anywhere at Mike Ortiz, MYKORTIZ.
And I'm Wiley McFly. You can find me on those internets, and we can talk about music. And then Joe, is it just Balaguer Guitars on the socials?
At Balaguer Guitars, or I believe it's at Balaguer Guitars. Yep.
Perfect. There you have it. Thanks for tuning in, everybody, to the Playlist podcast. Follow us on the socials. Get into our Discord. Let's have some fun. Let's talk music. And until next time, hey, we love you.